all collectively agree that TikTok is not a dermatologist, and I think we should stop pretending that it is. It's an app that rewards attention, not whatever protects your skin or your nerves. Every week there is a new hack that promises a snatched jaw, a higher cheekbone, a tighter neck, or 0 pores by Friday.
Guys, so I did cupping on my forehead because I was bored. Look how dark that is. I'm literally afraid.
People tape their faces, strap their chins, shock their skin, scrape their necks, and drain their puffiness as if they're emptying a sink. It looks convincing in a 15-second clip. I mean, I could buy it sometimes. But it does not mean that it's safe, effective, or even logical. Because the gap between what looks good on your FYP versus what looks good on your actual face is getting dangerous. And the worst part is, all they do is use blanket statements. None of these ideas or pieces of advice are at all tailored to you. So you know you better buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna break down exactly how all of these trends on TikTok are probably destroying your face. And also don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below if you're not already so you can join the fam. And if you are subscribed, let me tell you how much I absolutely love you. Mwah. Let's start off with talking about straps. The jaw-strapping V-line double chin bands. You wrap an elastic band around your face while you sleep to push your jawline up. Does that sound like BS or does it sound like BS? Like, are you kidding me? This is like the same level of BS that they tried to sell us with waist trainers, tummy tighteners, sweet sweat. Get out of my face. In reality, those bands don't burn fat. They don't melt anything. They just compress tissue and move fluid around for a few hours. That's why the next morning you look somewhat tighter, but by lunchtime, you kind of look the same.
I'm a dermatologist, and let me just say, you do not need to run out and get one of these things that hold your chin in. First of all, it makes no sense. At night, we rest and gravity actually is not pulling down on our face. The pulling down and jowls that you get is from everyday gravity. It's just pulling down. You're lying down, no gravity. So there's no reason to put one of these things on your face. Maybe it could reduce a little bit of swelling you get from lying down at night, but it's really over the top. That swelling's gonna go down with gravity anyway, so there's really no reason to do this.
If it wasn't the fact that she's sipping on some bloom, like if that is not enough to tell you about what this video is all about, yeah, no. Why would you believe her? I honestly feel like this morning shed chin strap whole BS is like the overconsumption final boss. There is nothing more final boss than this. What do you have on your mouth? What is happening here? Low maintenance to be high maintenance in the night to be low maintenance. It's not that it just doesn't work at all. There are real risks at this too. Constant compression can irritate skin, worsen acne along the strap line, and give you contact dermatitis from the rubber, dye, or glue. And if you pull hard enough, you might end up messing with your TMJ. Not to mention that I know you guys are not washing these things as much as you should be. With the amount that I sweat when I go to sleep, there is no way that this thing wouldn't be a bacterial infestation. Like the way that would be dancing all around my neck, the reality is I drool, I sweat, I speak literal hymns in my sleep because I talk so much. I'm such an active sleeper. You couldn't possibly lock me up in one of these. I'd actually probably have a nightmare about it. Your TMJ is your jaw joint. Lots of people, me included, already clench their jaws at night. Add a tight strap and you've stacked pressure on a joint that really wants to move. That is a recipe for headaches, ear pain, and jaw clicking. No, it's not you detoxing. Again, who are you guys listening to? I hope you're not me though, guys. Like you should listen to me. It's my favorite joke ever. It's your joint actually telling you that whatever you're doing is not actually good for your body. Face tape is a chin strap's daytime cousin. You stick adhesive near the hairline and the ears, yank the skin back, and hide it under your hair. Sure, it works for an event or a photo, which I still feel like you would see it. Like I would feel so awkward trying to snatch my face back in public. It also seriously irritates your skin, especially if you pull it off the wrong way, and I'm a sensitive skin girly. I could never.
Face tape. Don't do it like this on your forehead and lift up like this. It's gonna create snatched look temporarily, but the thing you're doing is stretching the skin, especially around the thin skin on the eye area. So if you keep doing it, if it's like, I don't know, very quick, it's okay. But if you're wearing it hours, many days, that stretches the skin. When you peel off the tape,
Especially the eye skin being so sensitive. I never understood why people were saying that this was so important. Let me just show you how bad that would look. I'm sorry. If I did this, are you kidding me? Romania. Like, what are you talking about? This is giving Melania. This is not a desirable vibe. Taping my nose?
Tape, it's not going to change your nose. Cartilage, bone, they're not going to respond to this tape contraption. If anything, it's going to just be irritating to your skin. You cannot change your facial anatomy with tape. Whether that be taping up your jaw and...
It works, gang. I have a whole button nose now. Let me see the pics. Pics or it didn't happen. Pics or I don't believe you. I don't know. People are all talking about a bunch of different things. I don't know who to trust at this point. I just have a feeling like, first of all, I'm very sensitive in the nose area. I cannot imagine that this could make a drastic difference. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have ever taped your nose and then woken up with like a snatched Barbie nose. That's what I want to know. I just feel like removing the tape is the worst part. You can rip tiny surface vessels and create broken capillaries you'll now have to cover with makeup. Then you get to a point where you only love your face when it's like yanked and snatched like that. And that's kind of a mental trap, not a beauty routine. And no, slapping a fancy logo on the strap doesn't make it science either. When a mega brand sells a neck lifting strap, Skim Kardashian, that is just marketing riding a trend. It's not actual efficacy. Gravity and fat distribution don't reverse because your favorite influencer decided to start selling a chin strap. I see right through you, Kim Kardashian. I see what you're trying to do. Now, how about the gadgets? The overconsumption area where you're spending $400 on some weird facial device that's gonna change your life. It's gonna be so much better than going to a clinic. It's gonna be so much better than going to your dermatologist. It's at-home treatment. Microcurrent and EMS devices promise toned skin by putting these currents through your face. Some are gentle and designed to be used with conductive gel. Some are stronger. The pitch is that your face has 40 plus muscles. So if you zap them, you can work them out and your brows lift, your cheekbones pop, and your jaw sharpens. But this is what actually happens. Microcurrent moves ions, pulls water, and can make muscles briefly contract. You can get short-term results because the swelling will go down and the muscles will temporarily hold that tone. But that's it. If you keep the current low, use glide gel, avoid delicate areas, and follow the manual, you do reduce risk. When you crank it up, skip the gel. How could you ever? That would be so dry. Stack sessions or aim directly at nerve pathways, you increase risk. Electrical current and pressure near nerves can aggravate symptoms in unlucky cases, and most influencers are not qualified to screen you for risks. The device wasn't designed to diagnose or treat anything. It was designed to sell. There are also cheap, no-name EMS face masks online that blast I don't know what current all over your face. They can feel stronger than salon devices. That is insane. But at the end of the day, you guys all know stronger does not necessarily mean smarter. Your facial nerve branches along the jawline and the cheek. Tangling can be fine, but pins and needles followed with lingering numbness is definitely not. And the algorithm will just never tell you when to stop. What was it the other day I saw Kylie using a Medicube device? She's like promoting the Medicube? Chill out. If I see one of the Kardashians using a device, it is like instant block. Like block the page, block the website. There's no way. The algorithm will never tell you to stop. It's just gonna keep showing you the same videos and be like, you're gonna look snatched in 7 days. Just keep using it. And if anything, turn up the current more, girl. More is more.
These girls are like 20 years old that are on TikTok using EMS and making their entire face twitch, and it makes me cringe. It makes me go crazy because I'm like, don't do that. I don't want these girls to be depleting ATP. I absolutely cringe inside. People think that twitching means it's good, and that is incorrect. It is wrong. I avoid EMS like the plague.
I don't know why there are so many different opinions from professionals that say whether it's good or bad. To be honest, if there is not a very overall positive consensus on a product or a treatment, do not touch it. Like if you've got people that are out here getting ptosis, like you've seen that one girl who used a Medicube and half of her face went numb. And then you got other people like Kylie Jenner going, I love it, I love it. Like, if there's such a large spectrum of possibilities of what can happen with an at-home device, just don't use it. It's the exact same thing as when I talk about Botox. If there is such an overwhelming spectrum of different causes, you got people that literally go into paralysis from Botox, and then you got people walking around with completely frozen faces thinking it's the best thing ever. And so overall, all I can say to that is, if there are such horrible results out there that are possibilities, why would you try? Why would you even bother, girl? How about gua sha and lymphatic drainage? There was a whole phase on TikTok where that's all I would literally see, and I bought one myself. Never used it though, not once. All of those massages can be very relaxing, of course. They can also remove a lot of morning puffiness from moving all of that extra liquid, I don't know, from your face down to your lymph nodes. It's just tissue fluid that returns to circulation. When people pound their necks with tools or do aggressive scraping under the jaw to unclog toxins, they can bruise, inflame, or irritate the skin and the very nodes they're trying to help.
What's gua sha and does it work? Here you can see someone demonstrating gua sha. He's using a jade stone to massage the face. The idea is that it gives you a better jawline, builds collagen, lifts the face. And here he's demonstrating on an eligible for commission video on how to properly use it. And here's a before and after on a site that sells gua sha tools. So in reality, gua sha is like a facial massage. It might increase circulation to the skin and the face for a few minutes, but it's not going to give you the results they say it's going to give you. In fact, I actually don't like the idea of massaging my face like that. Reason being, we have ligaments and fat pads in the face. And one of the signs of aging is that these drop. They actually become looser. And theoretically, in my eyes, by constantly massaging these every day, you could be promoting that. Actually, avoid facial massage. It's something I don't do myself. Now let's look at the cost benefit of gua sha. 1 minute a day, 365 days a year, 365 minutes, equals 6 hours of this a year. That time is better spent exercising, eating healthy, and applying a retinoid, something that actually does improve skin texture and build collagen.
I was literally just gonna say that. I actually don't think I have tried a single damn thing, like a single skincare face tool, nothing that compares to medical grade skincare, that compares to my skin better science, my precious. Oh God. Oh my God. It makes me, it gets me the feeling of ecstasy thinking about medical grade skincare. And I'm not saying I go all that deep in, but oh my God, that is where your money is well spent. And I'm not saying that people don't, again, facial massage, sure. Like, I do believe that it works for some people. I do believe that it is a very ancient technique that dates back a very long time. Me personally, I don't have time sometimes to brush my teeth. Like, I am rushing out the door, brushing my teeth like crazy. I just don't have time to massage my face every morning. Even for a minute, I don't. So I want to use things that are always going to help do the most for me. What can I get the most out of? What can I spend the least amount of time doing that's going to give me the most amount of result? Even I find red light mask is great, but you got to use it 10 minutes every day. And I don't got 10 minutes, girls. We're busy. We are so busy getting this bag, and we're busy buying a house. I did gua sha every day for a month, and the result is noticeable. You guys, comment down below if you guys have done gua sha or if I'm crazy. Maybe you guys absolutely love it. And you know what? How can I judge if I bought a gua sha and never used it? The results are not permanent, but gua sha works. Yeah, like what happens if I eat a really salty dumpling or I eat a really salty set of fries? Am I not gonna bloat up? Like, it's not gonna make much structural change, will it? Cupping is also something that's hitting a lot of people's FYPs. And all it does is essentially create suction. Suction creates bruises, but those bruises aren't proof of detox. They are proof that you broke some blood vessels, actually. On the face, that can mean lasting redness, tiny spider veins, and pigment changes. If you already have rosacea or sensitive skin, this can make things a lot worse. And then what about the whole morning shed thing that I mentioned earlier? It looked ridiculous because it was ridiculous. Like I said, overconsumption final boss. No, your body is not storing random waste that a teaspoon can unlock. What? Puffy mornings are usually caused by sleep position, salt, hormones, alcohol, allergies, sinus issues, and how much you maybe cried last night. And of course, a gentle massage can move some fluid around and maybe depuff things, but it cannot give you a whole new skull shape, right? Or am I crazy? Now, let's hit the chemistry next, and let's hit it hard. AHA and BHA peels smooth texture and brighten when they are used correctly. TikTok started to make them look like daily juice shots, you guys. What are you doing using Paula's Choice every day, twice a day? How do you think my skin barrier went completely berserk? She went raw. She went absolutely out of this world, out of this universe. You see this whole idea of overnight glass skin and you think more is better. It's not. Take it from me, you guys. I've watched more than enough TikTok tutorials, and I seared my skin clean off. Over exfoliation seriously strips your skin barrier. Your skin loses water faster, stings with every product, and gets oilier in response. Then you chase the oil with more acids, and you've literally just trained your face to be very angry. I'm already angry as it is. I don't need to have more anger in my life, thanks. I also find that so many people don't understand their skin type. So when you don't understand your skin type and what personally works for you, and then you start following a million of these influencers that are trying to sell you products on their TikTok shop or on their Amazon storefront, you're already creating a recipe for disaster. The reason none of this worked for me is I've never been oily. I have dry ASS skin. Dry skin, you guys. Like so dry that when I get out of the shower, my legs are so ashy, it's insane. And here I was exfoliating and using like an extra foamy skin cleanser. My face was the Sahara Desert, and then the pimples were endless. They wouldn't stop, and it wasn't just like normal pimples. It was like under the skin, hey girl, I hate you. Like your skin hates you kind of pimples. The whole slugging thing was also another one that I mean, I do get it, I do. When you have exfoliated like crazy, occlusive layers can be very beneficial. They can help a damaged barrier and actually improve it a lot. But for other people who maybe don't have a certain type of skin issue, it can trap acne triggers and worsen perioral dermatitis around the mouth and nose. This is why it's like, these are all blanket videos for anyone who wants to watch them. But are they good for you? Maybe. Are they good for me? No. Throw actives under occlusive layers and you can enhance penetration in ways that you did not plan. Your favorite creator has different oil production, climate, and definitely different genetics than you do.
This is why you should be careful with slugging. I really damaged my skin barrier a couple years ago. You can kind of see that patch of skin right there. I had that all over the bottom half of my face, really dry, scaly, flaky skin, and I wanted to try to heal it with slugging. I decided to test out Aquaphor, and this is what happened to my skin. I broke out in a terrible rash and had tiny bumps all over my face. I'm not sure exactly what caused it, but I have read that lanolin alcohol is an ingredient that may cause contact dermatitis for some. And that would make sense because I've never had this issue when I slug with the CeraVe healing ointment, and that product doesn't have lanolin alcohol. So this obviously won't happen to everyone, but if you have really sensitive skin, be careful with the products that you use to slug, and if you're having some sort of reaction like this, that may be why.
Healing ointment to the rescue. Exactly. It could be a totally different product. Maybe it's Vaseline for you. Maybe it's Aquaphor. Maybe it's the healing ointment. I don't know. Hopefully you weren't using an active big no-no. See, some people don't know though. Right? Some of us don't know what's happening. At the end of the day, their routine is not your routine. The algorithm will somehow make this feel like it's universal, but your skin will happily remind you that it is not. And all this does is go and get you very inflamed and unhappy skin. Now, my big thing is I know not everybody can just go to a consultation, but there are so many dermatologist clinics, skin clinics that will happily take you in for a free consultation to look at your skin. And if I'm being honest, I have watched so many different videos about minimalism and how much money you can go ahead and spend from Sephora when you're constantly consuming content on TikTok. If you're on TikTok all day long and you're going, oh, well, that's the new moisturizer. That's the new IT acid. That's the new slugging technique. That's the new red light. You will never stop spending. And I find that I've saved so much money since finding like my top 5 products. I only ever repurchase my top 5 skincare products and I never differ from my routine because I just am not willing to go back to that place where I was trying 1,000,001 things. And sure, maybe those products are not the cheapest on the market, but they work for me and I'm willing to put that money there than all over the hundreds of other products I tried that never worked for me. Now, how about at-home microneedling, derma rollers, at-home stuff that you guys are doing? Crazy work. Microneedling is something that more and more people are starting to try and do themselves at home. I mean, we love DIY girlies. DIY girlies commence. But in this situation, it kind of terrifies me. In a clinic, you get a dermatologist that knows how to give you controlled depth, use sterile tools, specific patterns, and trained hands that know where not to go. At home, it turns into whatever the seller shipped you on Amazon and whatever YouTube video you pull up to give you a tutorial on your laptop. People roll over active acne and spread bacteria. They roll over melasma and trigger more pigment. They use needles too long and hit vessels. They don't disinfect properly and then they wonder why they have bumps for weeks. This is all just too much for me to casually dabble in. A microneedle is not a casual dabble, guys. This is real stuff. There's a reason a lot of people go to school for this. There's a reason these people are trained professionals. And in my opinion, if I don't want to pay the money to go and get a treatment like that, I just won't do it, period. Like, that's it. I'm not trying to DIY to get a cheaper version, because if you're getting a cheaper version, you're getting a cheaper result. Let me hear y'all say it with me. If we pay a cheaper price, we will get a cheaper result. Am I right, ladies? I don't want people waking up in 6 months, hating their faces and actually not knowing why. Like, what is the culprit? Who did this to me? You irritated your barrier all winter, taped your skin 5 nights a week, shocked your face too much, and trained yourself only to like your reflection when it's pulled back. I also don't want you to swing over to the other extreme and fear everything. Like, everything is doomed. Everything is a horrible thing. You can't touch anything. I need to go and get some sort of consultation, or else I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my skin. Not every device and product is evil. We all know that. Not every single trend is a scam. I'm sure there's many trends that you've heard about on TikTok that have been actually beneficial to you. Some massagers feel good and help to reduce all that puffiness, and some people said that gua sha literally slayed their life. Maybe sometimes a gentle current to go for a night out to snatch your cheekbones. Nothing wrong with that. Why not? But the same platform that sold you the thing isn't going to teach you restraint. You seriously have to be the adult in the room and decide what works for you and what you're willing to try and what you seriously need to leave on the For You page. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw out a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below. Let me know if you've ever tried any of these trends. Have they ever worked for you? Do you guys have microcurrent devices that slay your life? Or are you like, bruh, I would never buy into any TikTok trends? And you know what? That's my girl. If you guys enjoyed this video, you can go ahead and click here to find out why skincare overconsumption is absolutely destroying your skin. We dive very deep into why the morning shed is the worst in that video. You're gonna love it. Or you guys can go ahead and click here to watch why overconsumption is absolutely destroying your life. You guys don't need to keep buying everything. Literally keep your wallets in your purses, girls, and keep it moving. Spend that money on a nice glass of wine. You guys know I make these videos because I love you and I only want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.